What's up? My name's De'Allen, aka Alley Boy. I've often thought, I think about sex like a lot, like all the time. It's always on my mind. I always wonder, like, if I put the same thought into that as much as positions and equipment into real hard work, I really wonder what could I have accomplished. And I'm gonna bring my family along. Tell me answer those questions. All right, so I have here sisters and brother-in-law, married, single. Only one out of this five waited until they got married, and that's my brother-in-law. I really want to talk to you about why you chose to wait until marriage to have sex.
Okay. Well, that's a really good question. Thanks for asking. And I think first and foremost, I waited because I'm a Christian. It's a command from God. Sex is made for man and woman to enjoy while they're married. I just trust in God. Because he's our creator. He built us. Like he knows what's best for us. I think when people look. First of all, yes, I feel like it was worth the wait, and I feel like, like a lot of people, it's like we have this God-shaped hole that's inside of us, so it's like we often look, it's like to other things to fill it, whether it be, sex or like alcohol or whatever, but like when we look to the way God designed us, you look to like a really big community or spending time in His Word, or like other things, you won't have that much of a desire to look to other things to fulfill you, yeah, that's kind of view it in a gist, I guess. But yeah.
Also made a mistake. I didn't introduce anybody at all. This is my sister Barbara, Ronnie, Tanisha, like I said, brother-in-law, Spencer. So they're married. You had sex before you got married. Now, do you regret that?
Can I say yes and no?
You want to explain?
Okay, so yes, because I feel like by having sex, I took away a very special part of our marriage from Spencer, because in our dating, we really took our time to get to mentally know each other more than physically. And through our belief as Christians, we spent a lot of time talking about, yes, this is the reason why he didn't have sex, and then understanding that before Spencer, I was married once, but then after that, I ended up still continuously having sex after my first husband passed away. It was a weird way of grief for me. So that's how that ended up, but whatever. So I think it took away from the really special moment that me and him could have had. So that's why I say, yes, I hated that I didn't wait till marriage. Now I'm going to say no, because it's actually now in our marriage a weird benefit for me to know a small amount of something to be able to help our intimacy better than just both of us not knowing anything or not understanding what has to happen or the physical aspects of it all. It's weirdly better for one of us to know, and to also to be able to let him know that you don't have to feel ashamed because you don't know anything, or you don't have to feel like we can't share an intimacy together because you haven't had it and I have. Like, that was a big part of our counseling, understanding that even just because we both are coming from different parts of intimacy, that it doesn't take away from the love that we're supposed to have in our marriage.
Makes a lot of sense. Like, a lot of sense. So, my sister Barbara, like I said, almost the same situation. Her husband couldn't be here today, and that's fine. So, your husband was a virgin when the first when y'all got married.
He wasn't a virgin when we got married,
But
I was his first.
Yeah. So they got married to his. This is his first, not your first.
Yes.
Are you upset? How does that make you feel? No, how does that make you feel? I'm saying it's nice on his part. He married his first love initially.
I would say, I'm like Tanisha, the yes or no for me too. By me having the experience, I'm not saying I had a lot of experience, but I did have some experience. So when it came to his first time, I could help in the situation because I had experience. Like I said, and yet no, that's why no, and yes, because like she said, it took away from, that was his first time, and I wish it was my first time as well. But things happen. You live, you learn.
All right, okay. So we gotta get down to the singles, and that's what it's always about. Cause these guys are crazy. So, all right. Like I said, oh man. Like, I'm not married, and I have a good amount of bodies on my hand, and I don't regret it at all. But let's get to me last. Not married, have bodies. Is that an issue for you?
Okay. I just probably would have went about it a different way. Not that I regret it. Just going about it a different way, but I can't say that I regret it because everything happens for a reason. I was young, the heat of the moment, and I don't even think I wasn't his first, but he was mine. And my intention was, oh, we finna be together and this, that. So I was comfortable with letting him take that from me. But now that we're not together, I'm just like, oh, I should have waited and saved it. But that was 10, 15 years ago. So no, over time, and now I'm not married. So I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is.
That's how it is with a lot of people. And it depends on the age. Like I'm saying right now, you got, 14 and 15-year-olds with bodies. And
younger than that, and that's the crazy part. Yeah. Nowadays, it's not even anything sacred about it anymore. People used to wait until they were at least out of high school. Now you're in elementary, middle school,
experiencing
life, basically.
Yeah, because you can be like I'd say an 18 to 20-year-old. If you're still a virgin, that you would think this first person that I shared this intimate moment with will be your last.
Yeah,
that's how it gets, and then it doesn't happen, and then you're like, man, well, what to do now?
But being a virgin in this day and age, yeah, he would have to be a virgin as well, because everybody just like, yeah, everybody, yeah, come here, give it to me, and I'm like, no.
You don't. I'm not trying to start anything. Obviously, you don't see, obviously, because you're together, but you didn't have a problem with her not being a virgin when you started your relationship.
And not necessarily, because I know that she had a change of heart, and she realizes that she made some mistakes. We all make mistakes. If I was gonna hold that against her, I might as well not be with anyone, because nobody is perfect, nobody's sinless. But I could see she had a heart change, and she was looking for forgiveness from the Lord. Yeah, of course I'm not gonna hold that against her.
So, off the record, would you have rather possibly been with somebody that was a virgin though?
It doesn't really make any difference as long as they share the same view that, hey, if we're gonna be together, sex as something sacred that is like safe for the marriage bed. As long as they have that view, it doesn't really matter if they're virgin or not.
One last question. One more to you. So, say you guys not wishing anything on anybody, but say you guys do break up. How is that going to make you feel? You waited your life for you to have this marriage, so this moment can finally happen, and it ends. It ends. It's almost like you gotta reset.
Yeah. I mean, that's
It's almost like no offense. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry, but it's like you almost waited for no reason. If this was to end, in a way.
Okay. I mean, if we end up like if we break up or get divorced or something like that, at that point I won't even be thinking about like the sex aspect of it. I'd be thinking of like, oh man, like marriage is supposed to be something that shows, manless woman, like Christ loves the church. If we break up, it'd almost be like showing the world, oh, is Christ gonna leave the church too? That sort of thing. That my mind goes there. I'm not worried about the sex aspect. I'm worried about like, what does this view of marriage say like to the world? Like if we could just break up, because marriage is like a covenant. You make a covenant with someone similar to how
We get
Christ
married, this devil
makes
will
a
part.
covenant. Yeah, similar to how like Christ makes a covenant with the church. It's never going to be broken. So that's what I'd be more worried about. If we let ourselves get to that point, I would be worried about the sex aspect of it more.
And even with that, like that was another big conversation that we had with each other leading into just literally our first date, because we started dating in COVID. We had coffee and sat in a car in front of a liquor store for 4 to 5 hours just talking, and the conversation led about everything: kids, if we break up, if this is too much, if X, Y, and Z, etc. If something happens, and right then and right there, we made a decision to let each other know that no matter what, my loyalty is before you, is to God. And by having such a love and respect for God, I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep our marriage going. So we may fight. You may wake up one day and want to strangle me. You may wake up the next day and be like, you are the best thing that has ever happened to my life. Regardless, we already understand that, one, I'm not living to make you happy, and you are not living to make me happy. We are living to make God happy. So you're supposed to find your happiness on your own, and I'm supposed to do the same. Our marriage is not about making each other happy, even though we do make each other happy. It's more about serving the Lord. And if we can serve the Lord through our marriage, that's fine. And that's all we really want to do. Like, we have talked about everything just to make sure, like, there is nothing that we are forgetting. We have disagreements. We have times when we don't agree on the same thing. We have times that we just are not always clicking. But the understanding is that regardless of what the outcome is, or the decision, or the argument, or the disagreement we have, I love you enough to at least come to some type of common ground. Because at the end of the day, whether you want to realize it or not, you stuck with me for life, and I'm stuck with you for life. So let's just go ahead and figure it out. So that's really important. Like, we've never tried to look forward to, like, well, if we break up, we still gonna be cool, right? You're not gonna have no issues with me. We gonna be good friends, right? We never looked that far, because when we started dating, the first thing was like, divorce is that's out of the question. If you don't like me, you better go in the other room and get over it and come on back, because we're gonna make this work.
I got a question.
That was amazing.
I have a question. So the single folk, are y'all looking for virgins?
No.
No. That was so easy. No.
But then that would you marry a virgin? If you found somebody, that special someone, and that question come up, and they say, well, I'm a virgin. Y'all done had conversations, y'all done failed everything. Would you marry the virgin?
You wanna go first? I'm gonna go first. haven't been in this situation, but I have been asked about a similar situation. A female interest of mine, she asked to be celibate, and that's like I said, it's hard because I think about it a lot. So to me, when you have it a lot, like Spencer said, you've only had it with one person. So if you guys were to end, that's not the first thing on your mind. It's more about the relationship and more about feelings and everything like that. So for me, I don't speak for the other single. For me, that's part of my relationship. So I'm not really looking for a virgin. And even if I was to come across a virgin on my scale of sex, I wouldn't even talk to her.
So you would stop talking, even though you didn't build the relationship with her. You would break up with her.
As not, it would. It's hard. It's hard. Build. Okay, if you're saying building, that's the confusing part, because if I first encountered a female and if I first encountered a female and we talk about it and she says she's a virgin and she wants to wait till marriage, I would probably fall back a little bit.
Oh, so you wouldn't even build?
I probably wouldn't, because
Okay.
right, like I said, right now for me that is a big aspect, just mentally. Like at times I just start thinking about sex and hey yo, like
Okay.
I'm just it's just for me, like I said, it's just a big part. I think about it a lot. I want to do it all the time. So
But then the
yeah.
question would be, why is it?
No,
a big
we
part?
gotta let her.
I'm sorry.
gotta
Go
let
ahead.
the
My
other
bad.
female
My bad. But
Answer
that,
her.
yeah, because
Would you? No, because that's a whole different question.
that really. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because he's different because he's a guy
Yeah.
getting a virgin woman.
Mhm.
I would be a girl getting a virgin man.
Yeah.
So he's never been with anyone. As far as marrying him, I would say yes, because he's choosing me to be like, no matter who I've been with, what I've been through, I want my first experience to be with you, no matter how many experiences you've had with someone else. And I would feel it as a plus to be like, okay, well, no, we gotta let him know that he married you for a reason. But in all seriousness, I guess I would, but I'm not. Yeah, because with me, I would be the one getting proposed to. I'm not proposing to him. So
Yeah.
if he was to choose me to be like, this is who I want my first experience with, then yeah, it would definitely be hard, because in the beginning of us getting to know each other, he would definitely come out with that. And like he said, I think about it too, and I'm just, so that would be a test on me as well, to hold back and not jump his bones, because that's the feminine urge in me to be like, you ain't never? What? Get over here. So I would have to push back, and then we would just have to know each other more mentally, and that would just make the bond stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say yes. If he was to be like, yeah, you the one, I'm like, okay, well, I'll be the one, and then we can make more.
Okay. All right. You can proceed with your question.
So then the question is, why do y'all think about it so much? Like, because it sounds like
Why we
it
both
has.
sit up?
Hold on.
Maybe I'm about to.
You about to school her? But take you to
the
school.
Here's the question. Not even why do you think about it so much. Why do you allow it to consume you that much?
I would actually want to take the lead on this.
Go
So I want to compare my to
Bruh.
Spencer's. Not okay, let me answer the first part. I think about it so much because I'm not trying to sell myself, but I've had so much.
Your
So
body count.
I've had a lot. That's why I think about it. I've had a lot, like something. Let's call it an addiction. I've had a lot. I enjoy it. I want to keep doing it, just like a crackhead.
Yeah.
I love it. Had it. I need more of it. So that's why. Why does it? Why does it?
But low key, that's a real thing, though. It's a real thing. So
I
when
know.
you said it,
I
so when
know.
you said it, it
I'm
makes
just like-
when you said it just like that, literally made so much sense. But go ahead, finish. It just makes
So
sense.
why does it consume me?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not gonna say I am addicted because like right now I'm not craving for it. Like right this second, in particular, I'm not craving for it. But
I mean, if you was, that'd be really weird because you're around all these sisters right now. So bruh, calm down.
when you say consume me, it's like I said, I've had so much of it. It's just like it's on my mind, and then so like let's take social media for example. I'm not trying to change the conversation, but let's take social media for example. If I'm rolling through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and I see booty shaking on my screen, I like it, I want it, I love it. That's what it's about. And it just.
So, sorry, I have a question. What if you were to like go through and like social media and you just like unfollowed the booty that you saw? You think that would take your?
If I unfollowed,
If
unfollowed all the booty,
you wouldn't have no friends.
I would have no. Yeah, I would have no. Because no, because it depends.
Right, family, like 4 or 5 of us.
I'm saying it's everywhere. So it's not really consuming. I'm not really letting it consume me. It's consuming me because like it's just it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Like I'm gonna walk outside, see someone cute, like yo, I need that, or I might see some handcuffs, like yo, I wanna use those. I might see like some rope, like yo, I'm trying to grab that or something like.
I would say it's a young thing, but I don't even think it's a young thing.
It's not.
I think it's a male thing, to be honest. And I'm just speaking from my perspective. I think guys, I just feel like guys always is ready to handle that. And do
I've
that.
met females that
I don't
want
even
it.
think. Like I said, I don't think it's young. I just think it's God. Speaking on other aspects, I've heard guys always ready to go. Just ready to go.
I know a lot of females that are always ready to go.
I mean, certain things that you pinpointed. I have had experiences where I'll see a handsome guy and, have those thoughts like, "Ooh, what I do to him?" Or see a guy at my job and they got that little, y'all. Anyway, but yeah, just thoughts. But I don't think about it as often as he was, certain sometimes, or maybe it's been a while or around that time where our little lady friend come on and our hormones and the estrogen, certain things are building up. But I wouldn't necessarily, I wouldn't say that it consumes me. It does cross my mind because it is it's an enjoyable event, and I've had enjoyable events that I wouldn't mind enjoying the event again. But in the event I don't, it just happens to cross my mind. But it doesn't consume me because I know that there's more to that. It's more than that. Now that I'm getting older, I'm just like, man, you want a better relationship with somebody aside from the physical aspect. And then once you get physical with that person and then y'all try to get to know each other, it's kind of like, you want to just get naked? And that I don't want, you don't want to be, you don't want to feel that way all the time. Every time you get around somebody, that's all it is. It's physical. Like how we having this conversation right now. If it was just me and another person, with us already being physical with each other before we even got to know each other, I you not even really hearing what I'm saying. You just picturing what we could be doing right now aside from me talking to you. So that's the thing. As I'm getting older, he's still young, so you still got that. But boob, girl. I'm just like. No, baby mama drama. You stay at home with your mama. You ain't got no car. How you spell knowledge? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, no. I'm just getting to the age where it's more than just physical. It's more than just physical.
I think it really is.
Because everybody can get. I can go out right now, literally right now, and find somebody like you, and it'll be that. But I can't go and find nobody like, oh, you want to read this passage of the Bible? Let me read this book to you I read. Oh, let me read this article to you. You want to go to this pottery class? You want to go to sip and paint? They like, nah. So I'm like.
Or they'd go thinking at the end.
Nah.
Like, we didn't sip and paint now.
So when homegirl told you, like, yeah, she wanted to be celibate, it's like, yeah, is you willing to wait? Now, my whole thing is I'm trying to find somebody that's willing to wait. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to get to know me, I may have had some demons, some trauma, some. Let's sit down and talk. Is you willing to cry with me? Yeah. If not, then I can't lay with you right now. I can't.
That's the important part.
I can't.
That's the important part. Are you willing to sit and watch me? It's all of, like, sex is whatever's going to be. Intimacy is that. But the real intimate part that I ended up looking for after all of my horrible, traumatic trauma that happened in certain relationships is like, okay, you now have the full Tanisha. I have been through X, Y, and Z. I have been through abuse. I have been through this. I've seen somebody get shot and killed in front of me. I've seen this. I've seen this. Are you ready to watch all of that fall apart in front of you? Like, yes, you great, you cute, you got really, 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 really captivating blue eyes and all of that. You the bomb. But I'm going to have the moments where I just start crying because I think about everything that I done been through. And I don't know what to do. Can you stick with me through that? Can you stick with me through just times where I'm like, I don't feel like I'm enough. Yeah. I may not be good enough for you. Like, when you said what you said about, like, how did he feel about not having a virgin, that was one of the biggest conversations. Because the first thing that clicked in my mind is, oh, you're not worthy. You're less than, because you have already sat here and slept with somebody. So now you have somebody who sat here and waited for that perfect time, and then you come along almost like used goods, to the point like you're not worth having this experience with this person. And it makes you feel like I'm not good enough, and I don't want to mess up. Like you there were points I'll be like, maybe you should find somebody who is on the same path as you, like somebody who's a virgin. That way y'all first moment would be like really y'all first moment. Like that alone took a lot. The trauma in my life, that took a lot for him. Even now, like just little things like,
yeah, because you got men and women, just like you expressing your traumas. You have men that go through things too, and now you trying to lay with this woman, and you jumping up in your sleep in the middle of the night. And I'm just like, dang, what's going on? Oh, you didn't been in the army. I didn't know this because we haven't had
no time.
Exactly. So it goes hand in hand. Or am I willing to? Because I think it was, I don't know who said this, but it was some high famous person. They were saying you have to see a person at these 5 stages: when they broke, when they angry, when they happy, when they sad, when they hurt, just to really see that actual person. You want to see every color, not just the rainbow. Let me see them grays and them beiges and them little splotches that ain't as cute as when we first got together. You know what I'm saying? So I want to, now that I'm getting older, I want kids and a family and all of that. And I was like, well, I want to choose who. Now I'm getting a little picky.
So the same question I asked. So, because she said that it consumed them before you actually, you and Tanisha had sex. Did you think about it a lot?
I mean, probably more so if we were together, just because we was like, okay, I might get married.
I'm talking about before Tanisha. I'm just saying, Like
Oh,
he's
general life.
23.
There you go.
Like in your 20s, where did you think about having sex a lot?
I mean, I saw girls I thought were attractive. I had, it was like, oh man, she looks really nice or whatever. But I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I never thought.
So it's a man thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
But
a man
at
thing.
the same time, and we're gonna close out in a second. So, once again, comparing me and Spencer. Before I had sex, and I did have sex when I was 16, 17. Before I had sex, I'm saying, yeah, I thought about it, but like it wasn't crazy in my head like it is now. Obviously, with him, it's the same way. So that's what I'm trying to. That's what this whole conversation is about. It's really about the thought process around it. Like me, I do honestly wish I was a virgin. I wish I'd never had sex. It's just, I think about it a lot. And like I said, I wouldn't say it consumes me, but I do think about it a lot. And honestly, I think about it in very inappropriate situations. Like I said, I'm not thinking about it right now.
Thank you, sir, so much.
But in moments when I should not have sex on my mind, I think about it, and I
think you have to learn how to control that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's going to. And I hate to go religion on you, but the devil knows that he's going to run with that, and he's going to get that one female that's going to destroy you with that. So you as a person, you're going to have to learn how to control them urges. You're going to have to not be, everybody, like you say, we all at moments think about it. But like you say, it cannot be on your mind 24/7 because it's going to destroy you. It's going to. You have to learn how to control that. You cannot let that, you control it, not let it control you.
Yes.
I understand. Thank you for the conversation. And if you're here, thank you for lasting the whole video. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications.